Hello and welcome to Aging Matters, a program that's presented by and sponsored by the Berks County Area Agency on Aging. My name is Ann Barlet and I'm the host this evening. I'm the Public Outreach and Advocacy Manager for the agency. Our show topic this evening is on Berks Deaf and Hard of Hearing Services. I have two guests with me this evening. My first guest I'd like to introduce is Julie Samanns. She is the interpreting billing specialist with Berks Deaf and Hard of Hearing Services. And an interpreter with us this evening is Audriana Osorio. Thank you for being with us this evening. I wanted to start right in with when we set up the program for tonight, I was actually a little amazed that this agency, Berks Deaf and Hard of Hearing Services, is approaching its 50th anniversary. So Julie, let's talk a little bit about that. You have a 50th anniversary coming up in 2018, but this is the year 2017 when you're doing some planning. So what kinds of things are you planning for your special anniversary?
That part, I don't know.
Okay.
And I'm not involved in that one yet, so I'm not really sure.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. But if I would assume if somebody would want to help, maybe either with some of the planning or may want to attend if there's some special events that they could contact the Berks Deaf and Hard of Hearing Services.
Yes,
very good. I will. We will mention how to contact their agency at the end of the show, so that if you are interested in anything that we talk about this evening, including the special events and to recognize their anniversary, you can talk to them there as well for that. I find it interesting, Julie, we were talking briefly about your background and how you've come to kind of help and work with the agency. So if you don't mind, can you share with us a little bit about your background, how you've grown up, how you've learned, I guess, since we have a signer and interpreter. So could you share with us a little bit about your background?
Sure. I was born up, and I have three brothers, and two of them are hearing and one deaf. We both wore hearing aids, but we didn't sign because we were able to learn how to speak very well.
Let me ask you, Julie, were your parents hearing, or
yes, my parents
yes.
No, the deafness started with him, and then it ended with me. So there hasn't happened anything after that. So we were born with unknown damage. So, but hearing aid worked, and it helped us, hear our surroundings and things. We didn't have an interpreter in school when we were growing up, and that was tough. Socialization with all the hearing, because we were in mainstream, and it was me, 4 other deaf students, and that's it, out of the whole school. But towards high school, we had an interpreter, but by that time we didn't have an identity. We were like, I don't want you to. But then as I go on and meeting other deaf and hard of hearing people, I got a little more involved more and more later on in life. And now I love where I'm at. The communication is very fluid. And college was when it hit me.
Okay.
So it was tough growing up.
So let me just ask you if you know about the schools today with students who are hearing impaired in some capacity. Do they get interpreters and help that way? Are they?
I'm sorry, say that again. I'm having a hard time.
The students in schools today that might have a hearing impairment. Are they offered assistance in the schools? And is any assistance coming through Berks Deaf and Hard of Hearing?
Yes, those interpreting services. The schools would have a deaf or hard of hearing student, and then we'll call the agency for an interpreter, and the interpreter goes with the student. We provide interpreters from elementary school all the way to university. So that way we have the communication access for the student.
Okay, all right, good. And you're employed with the Berks Deaf and Hard of Hearing Services for how long?
there's a big gap. Back in 1998, I was there for 2 years.
Okay.
And then I left. And I came back in 2011. I've been there ever since.
And what role do you play with the agency?
I do the billing for the interpreting services. You know, the interpreters, they go out on assignment, they give me the paperwork, and I take care of that.
Okay.
And I also do presentations at the schools and universities to kind of educate them.
And you help with,
Yeah,
BCTV. Okay. I know that we have a lot of programs and services and some things that the agency does, so I want to move forward into that right now, unless
Okay.
there's something you wanted to say at all about continuing
I'm good.
about
Yeah,
that.
whatever you need.
So let's start with, I guess the first thing I have on my list is I have that we talked about the relationship between the Berks County Area Agency on Aging and Berks Deaf and Hard of Hearing Services with we call it the hearing aid program, I guess,
Yeah.
for lack of a better word, or maybe that's the title. So we actually work together. So could you share a little bit about that program?
Okay. We have 2 programs for the hearing aid. We have the first one called Hear Now, and they go by your income guidelines.
Okay.
So that we can help you. If you don't qualify for that, then that's when we go to the next program with Office of Aging, and we kind of work together to see if they qualify for that one as well. I'm not too familiar with the whole program, but I think that we help you up to 250. No, that's for the equipment. There is a guideline that you have to follow. They go by your income.
Okay.
So if you don't make it through Here Now, then we have a second one, kind of like a backup. And if that doesn't work, well, we'll do what we can.
And with our agency being particularly with the funding sources indicating that you must be age 60 and up, with the relationship with our programs,
Okay.
is there also an age
That one I don't know.
requirement? So Here Now, if they come to you for Here Now program,
Uh-huh.
that can be for anybody? Or is that just a senior citizen, person over 60?
No, I'd hate to give the wrong answer, but
Okay.
I do know that we provide for senior citizens. I
Okay.
do know that for sure. The younger one, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Because I'm not working with that program, so that's why I don't know much about it.
Okay,
We
so
do.
whether we get the call in our agency for somebody who might be looking for
Actually-
assistance, we refer to you and not you personally, but
Right.
the agency.
The Hear Now program is what they will go through
Okay.
first, and they apply for it. There's documentation that they have to fill out.
Okay,
And then if that doesn't work, we have a second documentation with you that they can fill out there as well.
okay.
And then there's a process after that. And the person that takes care of it is Lori Fisher.
Okay. What do you know, what is provided with that? Is it one hearing aid, two? What might one get if they apply for one of those programs? That hearing aid program?
Yeah. Good question.
Okay. I didn't know if it was monies toward the purchase of a hearing aid, or if you have a relationship with an audiology group.
No, not with the audiology. They would go to, geez. I'm going to have to read up on that myself, because now I'm curious.
Well, we have a resource, though. They can contact the agency
Yes,
for
they
more
will have
information.
more
There's
information
definitely
than I
an
can give.
application that needs to be filled out.
Right.
And they can explain them the criteria or the
Yeah.
guidelines of the program.
Yes.
Okay, all righty. But it's good to know that
No, that's fine. It's good information.
that's out there, and we work together to see if we can help
Oh, yeah.
folks.
Oh, yeah.
We have some technology here with us. I wanted to talk about the assistive device program.
Yes.
And it's funny because, and seniors, our assistive devices are also the canes and the walkers. So we're looking at related to hearing and the devices that you have in front of us. are fascinating. So I guess we can just start, if you want to, do you want to start with this one?
Sure.
Okay, so tell us what we have here. First, we'll talk about the equipment, and then we'll talk about how we can get it.
Right. Okay. This one is shake awake. It's an alarm that vibrates.
Okay.
So you can put it in your pillow. You can put it in your between the box spring and the mattress.
Okay.
It's strong enough to wake you up.
So I would be able to feel it.
Oh my gosh!
If I put it underneath the mattress and box spring.
Oh yeah, and it sometimes it wakes you nicely, but it depends on the person. For me, I don't recommend putting it in the pillow because I will jump out of bed. Because right when you have a vibrate right next to your head, that just it depends on the person. So you can wake up.
Is there a volume, or like the like the vibrating?
Actually, you know what? No.
Okay.
This one is vibration only. There are some alarms that have
like an
volume.
intensity. I guess is what I was thinking. Okay.
Right. Oh, it's strong. Oh, it's strong.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's neat. Okay.
This one is a doorbell. It's a doorbell flasher.
Okay.
And we have a button that gets installed on the outside door frame.
Okay.
And it runs with the battery.
So that's pretty easy to put up.
Oh yeah, it's like a little screw.
Okay.
Yeah. And this one you plug in. So anytime somebody rings the doorbell, that's will flash. Now this one has a sound. I guess there's a tone that comes with it. I don't really hear it very well.
Okay.
But there is a tone, you can do the volume up and down. I have this outside my office. I have to have this before anybody comes in. They have to ring the doorbell or I'm going to jump. But I'm not going to know they're in there.
Well, do you know if there's a distance that the two pieces can be either, how close must they be a certain closeness, I guess, to each other for it to work, or it doesn't really matter how far away?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I've never had a problem with that. But then again, I've never tried it in the other side of the room.
Okay.
So that's a good idea. I think I'll practice that to see. But I don't think, like, if you have this in the front of the house and you have this in the garage, no.
Right.
No.
Okay.
You would have to have another one of this near the garage, so that way you have two sets.
Okay.
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 That would make more sense.
And you can have two sets. You could have, let's say one downstairs and one upstairs.
Yes.
Because you're not always going to be in that same level of the house when the doorbell rings. So you could do that, and they work off of each other.
Yes.
So, okay.
Yes, there's a code in both of them that you have to set. The one I have is older.
Okay.
I'm not sure if this is the same, but there's a code in here, like say 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
And this one has a code 1, 2, 3, 4, and they ping off of each other.
I see.
That's mine. These are newer, so I'm not sure if they work the same way.
All right, that's nice. I like the idea of it in your office too, though, for folks that would certainly benefit there as well as home. And
if anybody hears me scream, they'll know that I got startled, but nobody rang the doorbell.
All righty. And the next item on the table.
This one is kind of like a microphone. And instead of carrying around a microphone, you'll be carrying this little box around. And it has an earpiece that you put in your ear, kind of like you're listening to a Walkman, although we don't have those anymore. But it picks up sound for everything in front of you and amplifies it. So it's kind of like a hearing aid, but you're not wearing it on your ear. You're just hanging on to this and having it close to the person who is talking. Oh. So it just amplifies everything for you.
I would imagine it sometimes that's good or bad, because I know that they say that people who have hearing aids, the making the sound clearer so you can hear what's being said with limited background noise always seems to be a problem, and I would think that could be a problem.
Yeah, it picked up everything else. I mean, you won't be able to narrow it down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You won't be able to.
All right, the next piece.
This one is receiver. I have another one exactly like this, but it includes a clock.
Okay.
And right now there are buttons, there are marks in the front that works for doorbell, works for the phone, it works for alarm, fire alarm, it works for an alarm clock, and sensor, if you wanted, like there's some movement going on in the house, it will turn that off.
Okay.
There's one that also picks up sound that if it's been going on for 12 seconds, it'll flash, meaning something's going on. You need to figure out what it is.
Okay.
And I used that a lot when my kids were babies.
Oh.
That worked
Yes.
a lot. So that was able to tell me they were crying, or we have baby monitors, we have, all kinds of different stuff.
And can you have a same thing like this?
This
Can you
one.
have one upstairs and one downstairs? You could
I
have.
have a one floor.
Okay,
But I
okay.
have one in the bedroom, I have one in the
Oh,
living
okay,
room, I have
okay.
one in the kitchen.
So you can have multiple ones.
Yes,
to,
that's what
okay.
this is. This
Okay.
is for elsewhere in the house, and the main one is in the bedroom.
I got it. Okay. All righty. And the last.
This one
Phone?
is called a Captel. Okay, this is an older version. They just
Okay.
came out with a newer one. That's really nice. But I haven't tried it yet. This one is, if, say, a person like me who's deaf but speaks, I don't want to use sign language to a video phone. I got to explain that one too. This one, I call the other person, and the relay operator will pick up. The other person will speak, and they will type, and you will see the captioning across the screen. And then I can just speak back.
Okay.
They don't have to type back to them or anything. They can hear my voice. So it's really cool. But there's another one called the video phone.
Okay.
And we have a relay operator that signs. So like I was speaking with you, I was signing to her, the relay operator.
Okay.
And then the operator would voice to you what I said. And then you would voice to the operator, and that operator would sign back to me. So it's kind of like a three-way conversation, but it's really between you and me. So technology has advanced a lot since then. So it's been
Good.
really nice.
And are all of these devices, can we get it through Berks Deaf and Hard of Hearing, or
We
do
have
you
in
give us a
assistive-
resource for it? No, they can get it through you.
Yeah, we have assisted device program. Well, it goes by your income as
Okay.
well. And we can help you get something free up to $250.
Okay.
And whatever equipment that you need that will fit your need, they will have. And if they don't have it, we can find it.
Great.
Yeah.
That's great. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
I also know that I was interested, you have a driving class?
Yes, we just started that this year.
Tell me-
2016.
Can you tell me about that?
Yes. What happens is for deaf and hard of hearing people who are trying to learn how to drive, we have a deaf instructor who has classes 2 hours a night, and he's teaching them how to drive and giving them lectures. That way he can sign, and the communication is fluid for those to help them gain independence and be able to get a job, get out there and drive. So that helps them.
And also, let me ask you this, when somebody takes a driving test, half of it is in the car driving and the other half is computerized. So there aren't any problems,
That part, I don't know.
but the driving instructor, but the driving instructor
goes over
has
that
really
hands-on.
helped them to
Yes.
kind of be ready for that.
Prepare and teach them to know what to do, the rules. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
He doesn't give the test.
Right,
Yeah.
right, but he helps them to be ready
Yes.
for that. And the classes, are the classes in the community, or are they also held again at your agency?
At the
agency.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. I know that you have a couple other classes here. We talk a little bit about the lending library, and we talked about the museum. So if you can give us that information quickly about the lending library, I think sounds great. So tell us about
Okay.
that.
London Library, we have a lot of things from books to VHS to DVD to games. And there's just like a lot of things that's related to deaf, hard of hearing, signing. You can rent them. You can come in, look over, see what you want, and you can rent them out, kind of like a really regular
like
library.
yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. And as for the museum, way back when, there was a giant TTY, which is what did it stand for? It's called a TTY. I'm losing my
We all
train
know
of
it is
thought
that.
right now.
We know it is that. So.
Okay, it's giant, it's huge, and it's bulky, and it's loud, and it vibrates. So we started with that years ago, all the way to now, where we have iPhone, Samsung,
Oh
texting.
my.
So because before we had to call somebody, the other person had to have one, a TTY too, in order for them to be able to speak.
communicate.
And then we have the relay operator that we could call hearing people and have a conversation with them and have a translator. Then now, texting. So it's improved a lot lately.
Knock on wood.
Very
Yes.
good.
Yes. Okay. And then let me see. You also, someone at the agency teaches sign language classes.
Yes.
Okay.
Every spring and fall we have classes.
So they're like so many week sessions?
Yes, 8 weeks.
Oh, okay.
8 weeks. We have ASL 1, and that's like level 1, level 2, and level 3. So if we have enough people that sign up, we'll be able to host that class and be able to teach them. And we have good teachers.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to just mention really quickly, too, before we go to some new opportunities, because with the few minutes that we have, I just want to make sure folks are able to reach Berks Deaf and Hard of Hearing Services. They are located at 2045 Center Avenue, Reading, with the zip is 19605. The voice is 610-685-4520. And they have a website if you wish to access that, and that is www.bdhhs.org. Or if you want this information, you can call our agency, the Berks County Area Agency on Aging, at 610-478-6500 and ask for me, Ann. In 2 minutes that we have. Yes. You have some things, I believe, planned. I know that there's a 5K run and flea market or other fundraising. Would you like to share what new opportunities there might be?
Okay. The 5K we have every year in May.
In May, okay.
In May. And the fund from that 5K helps support the driver's class program.
Okay.
So that way we can get a start on helping deaf and hard of hearing, being able to live a good, have a good career, being able to drive. Because you can't go without wheels.
Yeah, exactly.
We do have a flea market that's coming up in September. And we have it at the agency.
Oh,
And,
okay.
Yeah, we have it at the agency, and then each parking spot is what you have
It's
a
like a
space for.
table.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's a good socialization too, because you get to meet many people and you learn a lot more about the agency and the needs.
I'm assuming, though, you have limited spaces for that. Is that correct? Because there's probably limited parking spaces.
Yes.
So is it a first come, first serve?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, it is.
Okay. And so I can, again, for more information about the 5K run, in terms of where it is, how you enter, if there's a fee to enter,
Online,
same thing with
the
the fee,
website.
with the flea market, go to the website.
Yes.
Okay.
They will have the information for you.
Okay. And then I know that they're also planning a banquet at some time, again, to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Berks Deaf and Hard of Hearing Services. So I'm sure those that want to come out and support that,
That would be awesome.
they can get more information directly from the agency about that, and hopefully that all of these programs, whether you run in the 5K run, you go to the flea market, all of those things that will help in doing some fundraising for the agency to be able to continue supporting and providing the services that are needed by folks. So
The 5K, you can also walk the 1 mile. You don't
that's
have
good.
to do the 5K,
Okay.
but we have both.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot of good
To be a
stuff.
run or walk.
Yeah.
Okay. All righty. We really have run out of time. I want to thank you, Julie, for being here this evening.
Thank you.
And of course, our interpreter, Audriana, thank you. And again, one more time, if you want more information about all the things that we discussed, the devices, the programs and services, please call Berks Deaf and Hard of Hearing Services at 610-685-4520, or look at their website, BDHHS. Oh, excuse me, that's the email. Pardon me. The website is www.bdhhs.org. And again, you may contact me at the Berks County Area Agency on Aging at 610-478-6500 and ask for Ann, and I'll be happy to provide this information. Again, thanks and have a good evening.